Welcome to Luxury Explored, the ultimate destination for those seeking the most refined luxuries in life, serving connoisseurs worldwide. We are your knowledgeable companions committed to offering valuable guidance on attaining wealth and prosperity. Please don't forget to express your appreciation by clicking the like button and subscribing to our channel. Together, we will set off on an adventure to fully immerse ourselves in the captivating world of opulence. Join us on this glamorous journey as we celebrate life's more sophisticated indulgences and discover the magnificence our planet generously offers. In Russia, individuals with certain characteristics are referred to as bedlo. In Australia, they are called bogans. In Canada, they are termed hosers. And in Germany, they are jokingly used the name Kevin for such individuals. Despite the notion of living in a classless society, it's evident that distinctions exist. Here are the 15 indicators that strongly suggest a lower socio-economic class. Number 1. Being deceitful. People aiming for social advancement typically seek upward mobility, suggesting they have a considerable distance to progress. Behavior such as dishonesty, spreading rumors, or attempting to take advantage of others are often linked with individuals in lower social classes. Those in lower classes tend to seek quick solutions, shortcuts, or excuses, demonstrating a willingness to do almost anything to succeed except putting in the actual effort required for genuine progress, a distinct form of laziness. Number 2. Poor grooming. If, in a public setting, you noticed a particular odor and this video resonates with you, it might be because you're wearing the same unwashed shirt as yesterday, your breath isn't fresh, your hair feels greasy, and there's dirt beneath your fingernails. People instinctively create distance when you're around. These are individuals who believe that chewing gum is a sufficient substitute for proper oral hygiene. The point isn't necessarily the visible outcome, but the mindset that accepts neglecting personal care. Simply put, taking a shower and wearing clean clothes can make a significant difference. Number 3. Wearing clothing that is not suitable or fitting for a particular occasion or environment. Why choose a tracksuit for a wedding or opt for see-through leggings in a job interview? While acknowledging the recent trend of casual wear like sweatpants and hoodies, it's crucial to recognize that how you present yourselves is a direct message about how you expect to be treated. Essentially, you receive what you signal. This refers to individuals who enter a Sephora store solely to spray perfume on themselves. Number 4. Neglect of responsibilities. Indicators of a lower social class include having multiple children with different mothers and neglecting child support responsibilities. This isn't about being a player, it's about being a neglectful parent. It involves consistently arriving late, breaking promises, lacking reliability, and being absent when others depend on you. The focus here is not primarily on financial status, but rather on one's attitude and approach to life. Number 5. No interest in learning. Despite the widespread availability of free and mandatory basic education globally, there are individuals who, without any apparent mental health conditions, show little interest in personal growth. They struggle with reading, find basic math challenging, and face difficulties in effective communication due to a limited vocabulary. These functional illiterates lack even a basic understanding of history or geography. Yet, they confidently express opinions on complex issues. The way a person speaks can reveal a lot about them, and using profanity, especially in professional settings, reflects poorly on maturity. The speaker questions why ignorance is sometimes considered trendy and explores the notion of anti-culture. The video implies that some individuals, perhaps inadvertently, may come across this content despite not actively engaging in self-development. Number 6. Inconveniencing others. Individuals who use speakerphones in public are often the sample of who carry Bluetooth speakers, playing music loudly without considering others. This behavior extends to various aspects of life, from not returning shopping carts and cutting in line to littering or leaving a mess in public spaces. Even when consuming fast food, the expectation is to properly dispose of leftovers and return the tray. The video suggests a disdain for those who neglect to clean up their dogs, letting them defecate in inappropriate places. These individuals appear to prioritize their immediate convenience over the well-being and consideration of others, engaging in actions like uprooting flowers when municipalities plant them for the community. Number 7. Not minding your own business. The advice here is to stay focused on your own affairs, avoid creating unnecessary conflicts, and refrain from gossiping. Tabloids and controversy often cater to lower-income groups as a form of entertainment because these individuals enjoy discussing the lives of others. A significant portion of their time is dedicated to sharing opinions about other people's affairs with little regard for privacy or boundaries. These are the individuals who stare at you in public and expect you to interrupt what you're doing to assist them. Number 8. Lack of manners. Many individuals lack understanding of protocols and appropriate behavior in various situations. The simple acts of saying please and thank you are becoming less common as some feel entitled to services. Chivalry, once a common practice, is fading, criticized both by those who don't know how to enact it and academics who label it as patriarchal, suggesting that simple gestures like opening doors for others are seen as undermining the capabilities of certain groups. Burping loudly in public is considered unsavory, yet even in developed societies, there can be a regression in behavior. As an example, South Korea, despite being viewed as an advanced society, struggles with public spitting. The prevalence of phlegm and discarded chewing gum on the ground is seen as a gauge of society's level of development. Number 9. Disrespecting people that are below you. Observing how people conduct themselves in restaurants, particularly in their treatment of those they consider inferior, reveals a pattern of behavior. Upon deeper investigation, it becomes apparent that individuals engaging in such mistreatment often harbor unhappiness in their own lives. This conduct is even labeled as the screaming chain, where someone who experienced mistreatment seeks to regain a sense of power by mistreating someone else when the opportunity arises. Number 10. Mocking other people for trying to better themselves. These are individuals who prefer relying on welfare rather than working, often mocking others' dreams and goals. They criticize those attempting self-improvement and label them negatively. Instead of taking responsibility, they blame the system, their environment, or even conspiracy theories like the Illuminati. Their reluctance to invest in self-improvement makes their lives seem cheap. In contrast, the speaker mentions developing an app tailored for those who aspire to enhance their lives, with positive feedback indicating real change. However, it is implied that low-class individuals may not be willing to invest $99 in self-improvement, choosing to spend money on scratch tickets or maintaining vices. Number 11. Bragging about how effed you got. You find yourself in a situation where you got wasted and passed out, and the speaker questions why some people perceive this as a cool aspect of life. They emphasize the potential consequences of such behavior, particularly for those who are old enough to know better. Some individuals seem stuck in a decision-making mindset reminiscent of high school, where the brain isn't fully developed, and they mistakenly believe it represents the pinnacle of human existence. However, the reality hits hard when one realizes that everyone else has moved on to better things, leaving them behind in a stagnant position. Number 12. Living in a rundown or overcrowded living space. In your living space, issues like a broken toilet, leaky faucet, visible electrical cables, or a wall plug hanging out are evident. Obvious signs of water-related problems such as mold in ceiling corners persist. The speaker distinguishes these solutions from those attempting to steal electricity but focuses on individuals who choose to live in a state of misery. These individuals avoid cleaning and fixing things. Broken windows remain unrepaired for over a year, and trash accumulates both inside and outside their living spaces, including their yards and cars. The speaker highlights the troubling behavior of throwing trash out of the car, considering it an acceptance of this chaotic situation as normal. This way of living becomes a habit, bleeding into the aspects of their lives as they grow accustomed to not addressing or fixing anything that is broken. Number 13. Engaging in criminal behavior. Making easy money becomes challenging when it's obtained without effort. These individuals prefer taking shortcuts like stealing a bike for their child instead of putting in the hard work that sets an example of the necessary sacrifices in life. They resent others' success but are unwilling to invest even minimal effort. What's astonishing is their creativity in scams, fueled by the keen understanding of human nature. However, they lack discipline and foresight. It's noteworthy that if these individuals directed their energy toward playing by the rules, they could significantly improve their situations. Number 14. Abusing people, animals, or other people's property. Individuals from lower socioeconomic backgrounds often resort to various forms of abuse, such as a means to assert power in a society that has labeled them as inferior. What's perplexing is their inclination to harm what is inherently theirs, their own family. The shocking question arises: why subject your spouse and children, the few people with whom you have a chance of establishing genuine connections, to such mistreatment? This behavior is more detrimental than damaging your own possessions, such as keying your car, because it jeopardizes the limited positive aspects in your life. It's essential to note that low-class behavior extends beyond physical abuse. Examples include offering money to a homeless person while recording it for social media points, reflecting the same destructive pattern of behavior. And number 15. Ignorance or prejudice. At times, the adoption of low-class behavior stems from ignorance, while in other instances, it is intentional. Individuals in this category often adhere to a single source of truth or information, refraining from seeking different perspectives. Their discomfort with topics such as gay relationships is often rooted in a skewed perception influenced by media, leading to jokes and prejudices. Their fear and lack of understanding result in labeling others as them against us, with a belief in possessing complete information. It's emphasized that change is unlikely if there's no personal incentive for it. The narrative challenges the notion that low class is solely a financial classification, asserting that it's more about mindset and the decision that perpetuate it. The message encourages viewers to recognize that they have control over their reality and that the future is not predetermined. This concludes by inviting viewers to share their perspectives on what behaviors they consider low class in the comments. Overall, we aim to provoke thought about societal attitudes and behaviors, urging individuals to question and challenge their perspective for personal growth and understanding. That's a wrap for this video. 15 clues you might be low class. If you learned something, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. This is Luxury Explored.